All right, pictures there we saw of Prime Minister Modi at the Elysee Palace, where he's being hosted by President Macron for a private dinner. This is first of the meeting since Prime Minister landed in Paris in the afternoon. And from now till the time Prime Minister departs past midnight tomorrow, in fact, day after tomorrow, Prime Minister and President would be spending quality time engaging on India-France relationship and where it's headed to the next 25 years. It's likely there would be a roadmap of the next 25 years of the India-France strategic partnership. But this is the first meeting, a private dinner being hosted by the President in his palace, and this would be the last engagement of the Prime Minister. Remember, he in fact flew out of New Delhi today in the morning, and he landed in Paris at about 12:30 p.m. Paris time, which was about 4 p.m. India time. And since then, immediately on landing, he was welcomed received by the French Prime Minister, with whom Prime Minister Modi had a one-on-one meeting also later in the day. And then there was a diaspora community welcome at the hotel where Indian delegation is put up. But then Prime Minister immediately went for his meeting with the President of the French Senate and Gerard Larcher. And from there, he went for the one-on-one delegation talks with Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne. And after that, he straight headed to the Indian community event where he has, like he does every time on his foreign visits, he engaged with the diaspora, asked them to invest in India, asked them to build in India. And he said that they are the key to the world for India, and that they should be engaging with the country of their residence, as also as much with the country of their origin. And then he made a couple of announcements, important one being that France is going to start using UPI interface, Indian payment system, which essentially means that, for example, if Indian tourists are visiting Paris and France, and if, for example, they have to buy tickets of the Eiffel Tower or cruise on the Seine River, they can make their payments in Indian rupees digitally, and that's going to be a big move. France happens to be the second country after Singapore to be accepting Indian digital mode of payment in Indian rupees, and first in Europe and first in the West indeed. So it's a big takeaway, going to be a big takeaway, perhaps as impactful as the purchase of the Scorpion submarines that's being talked about, and that's likely to happen tomorrow. But then that gives you an idea of the kind of intense decision-making that's happening during this visit, and it's already fructifying. And Prime Minister there in the pictures, we have Prime Minister being received by President Emmanuel Macron, and then in a while they would be inside for the dinner, and that's not open to them. But then it gives you an idea of the time the two leaders would be spending, because this is the first meeting that they are having since Prime Minister landed, and then for a couple of hours and more, the two leaders would be together when Prime Minister is going to watch with President Macron the Bastille Day parade as chief guest or guest of honor. And then they have delegation level talks. In fact, there is going to be a ceremonial welcome once again at the Elysee Palace in the morning after the Bastille Day parade, following which there would be delegation level talks, which has a format in which the two leaders first would be in a restricted one-on-one meeting, and then with full delegation, and subsequent to which there would be joint statement, after which Prime Minister would go for a CEO forum. The India-France CEO forum has been revised or reconstituted after a gap of 5 years, and that just gives you an idea of focus that's there on further strengthening or boosting the economy and trade component of the relationship. Remember, France happens to be the second or third largest trade partner of India in the European Union. First happens to be Germany in terms of goods trade. Sometimes Netherlands is ahead. And despite the fact that Netherlands is a smaller country than France, so that's one aspect which perhaps the two sides would want to address, that the non-military trade needs a fillip. There are about 500 plus companies, French corporations working in India. The biggest one of being Capgemini, which is a tech IT services company and employs about 200,000 people in India, and that's a big number. And but apart from that, there has to be more goods and services trade. And France, the size of the economy that France has, they can really come closer to what Germany trade is between India and Germany. So obviously, those issues will be there to be discussed. Also, very important aspect which has been a little under the radar, but is going to be an important aspect of the conversation. Yeah, and that's going to be the Jaitapur nuclear power plant, which needs some progress and push. Hopefully that would happen during these talks that the leaders are having. But as of now, a private dinner being hosted by Emmanuel Macron for Prime Minister Modi.